Today it's a vintage shootout, the old versus the new. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. You join me today in a rather cold, blighty, hence the jacket. I hope it doesn't make too much noise. Today we're going to continue with the Rhodes theme, the Hammond still knocking around, and we're going to got some good stuff to come back to on the Hammond in later weeks. But I thought I'd finish this one off with a couple of episodes regarding the Rhodes. So today what we've got the Rhodes stage piano that we had the other week in all of its expensive, heavy beauty. And on top of it, we've got the Young Pretender, I guess, Roland JUNO DS. Great little keyboard, actually. It's from the sound engine of the is it XV505? Something, I always get these things wrong. And basically, they've got a pretty good sort of sound module and flopped it into a keyboard, and they haven't done much more with it. There's some little bits and bobs. There's some nice sort of manual features here, live features. There's some crazy phrase pad over there and a sequencer and stuff. But for the purpose of today, we're going to have a look at the electric piano sound, and it's one of maybe three other electric piano sounds that I've got knocking around in the studio, as well as the Rhodes itself. So we did a little bit at the beginning, didn't we, where I just played a little piece from both, so you could get the idea. But I thought it might be good to go through it, because the question that we're trying to answer, isn't it, is do I schlep the Rhodes around? Do I take that around, or is a synthesizer such as the Juno DS good enough, basically? Well, let's see, shall we? So, this DS cost me around the £700 British mark, which is around $700 or $710, maybe $712 now. But that, it was about £700 that it cost me, and I'm using it for a stage project, and it's perfect for that. It's absolutely perfect, and it has a collection of pure electric piano sounds on it. So, Roland standard, you'll remember some of the Roland sounds. There's loads of them, and they're all in there back from the D50, you know, and the XP80, but last two Roland keyboards that I owned, I think. And you know, the names are the same and the sounds are the same, and they weren't truly brilliant. But there's a new one out, a pure EP. So you've had a little bit of a hear of it. Let's have a little go on that one. Pretty nice, isn't it? They've started to get that build-up sound as well when it overdrives and starts to squelch a bit more. Yeah, that's maybe there's 3 triggers there. I don't know. Oh, hang on. Yes. Pretty good, isn't it? I mean, you know, the reverb and whatever's in there is in there. I haven't touched any of that stuff. We're just going to cracking on with it basically and to see how it sounds. So that's not bad, is it? Okay, the Rhodes you've heard before. Where was I? I was in F, wasn't I? So let's have a snap. You know, you got the 1, 2, 3. Well, clearly, that is more progressive because it's not being emulated or triggered in any way. So you see what they're getting at, though, can't you? Can you hear it? Okay, that comes in stages. And that last one is on, but a big old thug finger like me anyway, you know. Doesn't really matter. It's not doing too badly, is it? Don't you think? It's a lot easier to play the synth, to be fair. You know, the action's pretty shallow. It's go out and have a bite, you'll still be playing that one, yeah. On here, it's slightly harder. Comes up the shoulder a little bit more. You get pretty bored of doing that after a couple of hours. You have to work a bit harder to be tidier and neat on this one, to my mind, where this one seems to be a bit more forgiving, but it's probably not really a surprise to you, is it? So, on the whole, what do you think? I'm really interested in your thoughts on this. So it's not just a one-way thing. I love to hear your comments and read your comments. I read every single comment, good and bad. Not that many bad, thank God. I really do appreciate that. And I try and answer any questions as well. And if there's anything I can help you with, then just let me know. Any questions you want answered. If I don't know them, I'll have a good old go at Googling them for you if you haven't got a computer, you know. And I'll see what I can do. But particularly about the piano, and if you want... if you're dynamic enough, if you can get back to me pretty quickly as I go through and record these ones, I can also tailor some of these videos to some of the questions that you've got. And towards the end, maybe I'll collate all the questions and all the pianos that I can get hold of, and go through really and find out what try and answer your questions to see what's best. So well, let's take stock at the moment. We've got the Rhodes. It's really expensive. It's really heavy. You can't get it in a car. You can't do anything with it, but it sounds amazing. Yeah, it's pretty right. Which one would I have in a studio? Well, I'd have the Rhodes, wouldn't I? Of course I would. If I was in a smaller studio or I was playing live, would I have the DS? Well, certainly for this, I think we could get away with that. Get away with that, no doubt at all, couldn't we? Even on some recordings, I'd probably be tempted to use that, depending on where I was doing those recordings. So, live, I think if I had this footprint, I would use a DS. In fact, this would go on to the top of the C3 very well as well. There's no doubt about it. It'd be pretty decent fit, to be honest. So. More of an advert for the DS than anything else, isn't it? It's pretty sweet. It does a lot more as well. And if you want, maybe I could do a review of that for you as well and see what you think. The Rhodes is thicker, isn't it? The attack on the front, a bit more acoustic as it is. But half decent, absolutely half decent. But there's other ones that we can have a look at as well. We've got main stage over there. I think we've all got main stage, haven't we? And one of the things that you can plug into main stage and into Logic are the addictive keys, and when I went through looking for the best Rhodes sounds, I think the addictive keys Rhodes sounds were the best ones for my money anyway. I think they came across quite well. So what I think I'll do is I'll leave you with that for the moment. There's others we can go through as well, and maybe I won't take as long on some of the other ones because you're going to get the feel for it quite easily because you've heard the Rhodes. So we'll split the other two up, I think. And then to finish off, I have got a pretty decent electric piano coming over from Bonner's Music in England, and they're going to lend me a really, really nice electric piano, which should take this one right the way to the finish line. So it'd be interesting to see how that goes and what we think about it. I don't think I'll be able to get it on top, so we'll have to do some kind of conjury to get the two together so that we can hear them. And then after that, I think we'll start looking at some of the Hammond organ setups that I use as well on stage, and maybe even how we can combine the two and how the one matches the piano and the organ match really well together, something like that. Okay, so I hope that you found this interesting. I'll leave you with a little bit of the sound as well, because after all, it's the sound that you're here for. You're not here for me, are you? Remember, this is $700 odd, and this is $3,000-4,000. So if that sounds equally, if that sounds almost as good as this, considering the price, it's quite amazing, really, isn't it? So we'll go with that. A little bit of music, and then I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe. Please comment, and tell your friends or tell your enemies or whoever you want to tell. Tell them. That's the important thing. Do the telling. That's good. I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.